Welcome to another episode of Trade Australia's 2024 Consular Series. I have the absolute pleasure now of being joined by Maria Lourdes Saleta, the Consul General for the Philippines here in Melbourne. Thank you so much for joining me today, Maria. How are you?
I am good, Lawrence, and thank you for this opportunity to be part of your Consular Series of the Trade Australia 24.
My pleasure. Maria, before we kick off, tell us about your role here as a Consul General here in Melbourne.
Yeah, I had a team of 12 personnel, and we opened up the consulate in 2020. And as you know, we have a big Filipino community or diaspora here in Victoria. As of 2021 census, we have over 95,000.
Wow.
And we also cover South Australia with over 25,000, in Tasmania around 3,000. So we offer a range of consular services, passports, notarials, dual citizenship, visas, civil registry reports, report of birth, marriages, a report of death. We also officiate marriages between Filipinos. We have overseas voting registration. In 2023, we have over 11,500 paid consular services.
Wow.
Yeah, and we also have this function which we call assistance to nationals, which is mandated by a special law in the Philippines. It is to offer services to distressed Filipinos. So in 2023, we were able to assist 1,500 Filipinos of various cases, from labor to even criminal, family affairs, immigration,
Wow.
repatriation, shipment of remains, and so on. There's a lot. We also reach out to about 140 overseas Filipinos without compensation or paid services.
Yeah.
Right, and community and cultural is a big thing.
Yeah.
Almost every weekend, there are things happening, but of course I cannot be covering everything, so I am assisted by 2 officers who we take turns. And of course, economic diplomacy,
Yeah.
Trade, investment, business opportunities. We have that.
Well, I want to explore that a little bit further with you, Maria, because the economic opportunities between Australia and the Philippines continues to grow every year.
Yeah.
What are some of the key sectors and key opportunities, do you believe?
Yes. In 2023, the Philippines-Australia bilateral trade improved by around 20%.
Yeah.
So it's now in the level of $4.1 billion US.
Wow. Yeah.
But we also know that it's largely in the favor of Australia, and so we have a trade deficit of over 2.9, and so we hope to address that in the coming years, when we're saying that on both sides agreeing that we have to focus more on that. On investments, Australia plays a big role. It's now the 4th largest source of foreign investment in the Philippines, and it's 14th, I should say, $18.3 million.
Right.
And it saw an increase of 38%. But we also know that the Philippines' investment in Australia is very robust, and it continues to increase. And in fact, the biggest Philippine investment in Australia is right here in Melbourne, Port of Melbourne.
Yes, that's right.
The Victoria International Container Terminal, which provides the most modern state-of-the-art automated container handling. So during the summit, there have been talks about the Australian economic strategy to 2040. And when my president, he invited Australia to invest in the Philippines, right? But we also know that last year, there were a lot of high-level visits from Australia. And in September 2023, Prime Minister Albanese visited and met with the president, and they agreed to elevate the relations to strategic from comprehensive. So we hope that apart from defense and security, which is already very, developed over decades, we hope that they would also put focus on economic, trade, investment, and business opportunities. And so we're looking at strategic infrastructure, critical elements, minerals, I should say, and education and skills training in the priority lists of both, as well as agriculture and food.
Well, you talk about skills training, Maria. I think Australians love the Filipino culture. I think they really embrace and appreciate, especially in some of the areas like aged care and health. There's been a great opportunity for the Filipinos to come here and fill that gap, if you like, here in Australia.
Yes, that's right. Filipino healthcare workers are known around the globe, Middle East, the UK, Canada, US. They're known for the excellent, they call it TLC, tender loving care.
Yeah.
We know how to take care of our sick people. We know how to, deal with them and comfort them. Very good work ethics. So a few have been here in Australia, but unluckily, a few have also been not obtained the equivalency. Although they have the excellent skills and work ethics, for some reason the education don't match. So that's a problem there. So those coming here, they have to enroll in more units courses to be able to do that. And some just lose, track, and then they go into other professions.
Right.
Yeah, so what a pity, isn't it? And we hope that Australia and Philippines can talk about this, not just in healthcare, also in engineering, in IT,
acknowledgement of skills and transfers,
and put together a joint investment collaborative ventures, so that they can have the training in the Philippines and already prepared if they come here or decide to go elsewhere around the globe. It's I think it's a very useful endeavor that both countries can have.
True. Maria, there's a lot of activity that took place around the summit, but what other initiatives do you have planned for 2024? Anything coming up for this year?
We met the 2024 with a big bang when we launched what we call Ube Festival in Melbourne. Color Award Purple. Ube is the purple yam, a humble root crop, which is becoming very popular.
It's a superfood, I think.
In many parts of the globe, also in Melbourne as the culinary capital of Australia. And so we did a research, or there's been research done, that there's long historical and cultural links to Filipinos. This humble root crop was grown in the mountains and never cultivated. They were wild, but the UN had made a study that it's one of the, what do you call that? Yeah, she said super crops which could address hunger and poverty, and so because it's a beautiful color, purple, so we thought that and it's being used already by chefs here. So we launched that in Queen Victoria. We had over 10,000 coming over, because the footprint in Queen Victoria is so
quite large.
Awesome. So that was a great event, the whole day cultural events. And then we had this long table. There is this group called the Filipino Chefs Association of Victoria, which we supported, which was established last year to address the mental health of chefs and restaurant owners. So every so often, like every 6 weeks, they come up with a long table. They go around And so during the festival, they curated 5 degustation dishes using ube. So that was very creative. So that was the highlight. And then we have the competitions or contests on ube cake making, ube savory dish, and ube halo-halo. Do you know halo-halo?
No, I don't. Is that a sweet?
Yeah. It's, in Southeast Asia, there are different versions of that. It's different kinds of sweet things with the ice and ice cream, because we have the ube ice cream.
Yeah.
If you haven't tasted that, ube ice cream in Cariton sorbet, that's awesome, but they're also all over. So we have that. And for the rest of the year, the big things coming up is, what they call this, next month we have the commemoration of the largest naval battle in history, the Battle of Leyte Gulf at the Shrine of Remembrance. This is a legacy that, we would be leaving to the Filipino victorians, because it will be a permanent plaque in Shrine of Remembrance to remember those who. It was led by United States, and Australia was there to help liberate the Philippines during World War II. Right? So in June we have the Independence Day, but unlike in last year, we have the 125, and we're going to brag about. By the way, this is the ube, and I'll give you the Ube Festival for you to read. That's it.
Thanks, Maria.
This is the souvenir program which we put together last year, because we thought it's a milestone. Kalayaan means freedom. So it's not an ordinary souvenir program, because there are short articles here about, well, I can give this to you, although I have a limited, I can give this to you. There's a story about the Filipino diaspora, and that's the Victoria International Container.
Oh, yeah, I see too.
And there are a few restaurants who will help us with this. And there's an article about around the islands with iconic Filipino food.
Delicious.
She is an Australian, Filipino-Australian, wrote a book.
Right.
And I launched the book here.
Oh, wonderful.
In November 2023. So we will not be doing this year, because it's such a big work.
Yeah, of course.
We had 3 big events. For the first time in history, we have harmonized events, because we got all the groups to support.
Yeah.
So the gala night was at the Palladium, attended by 700.
Wow.
We had ministers attended. Awesome event. And then those who cannot pay the ticket, we organized also a family day in Springvale Town Hall, attended by 2,000.
Fantastic.
So that one. And then we had a flag raising at the Federation Square.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we can't do that every year. And I said, and some groups say, we also wanted to organize our own fundraising. So we will just do the flag raising. And what I advise the Filipino community is, I have a calendar, so you don't overlap your
just make sure that you can keep them separate.
So you can help each other, support each other. So that's
wonderful.
That's for you.
Oh,
if
thanks,
you're
Maria.
interested with that. Yeah.
Great.
So hopefully, today is April is the Filipino Food Month. So we are encouraging everyone to support the Filipino food outlets in Victoria. Go around, visit. And in fact, I'm attending another long table at the Movenpick. It's not a Filipino restaurant, but the chef there
is Filipino.
Is Filipino.
Okay, well, it's a beautiful place, Movenpick. Is that tonight or the weekend?
Yeah, that's April 22.
Oh, okay, a few weeks away.
Yeah, and then perhaps before the end of the year, we can have a collaborative fashion, indigenous fashion show.
Yeah. As I said, I was at some of the fashion crafts works and handicrafts at Manila Fame. Was beautiful, really well made, and very inspiring. So, and very sustainable too, which is great.
Yeah, that's good that everyone's learning about these things too. To be conscious about the planet.
Great. Well, Maria, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me on the Trade Australia Consular Series. I know that as you said, the TLC, the reputation of Filipinos around the world is a very caring and loving nation. So, I'm sure that there's many people watching the show who not only want to do the economic and business and trade, but also for tourism and ecotourism and some of the great things that are happening there as well.
Definitely. Come visit the Philippines. I know that we have, been neglected in the past, but this is a good time to come. And I'm sure listening from those who have visited for the first time, I said, oh my God, you have plenty of things to. We haven't thought that these are things that the Philippines can offer. So 7,100 islands, the best diving sites, beautiful beaches, warm and loving, Filipinos who are always, wanting to help. But we know also that it's a developing country, and you would see some challenges
that's a lot of places.
Yeah, poverty, homelessness. So we continue to work towards that.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on the work you and the team do here in Melbourne. I think you're very busy. You're covering all 3 states. It's a big diaspora. It's a big population that you look after. So congratulations on all the work you do.
Thank you.
And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thank you, Maria.
I hope to see you.
Thank you.
All the best. Thank you.